Did you know that Iowa actually is the second worst state when it comes to levels of radon gas? So if you are someone who is not a native of Iowa, you're probably not familiar with radon, or if you're an Iowan who has not sold your home in a really long time, it also might not be something that you have heard about. But radon gas is, as my inspector so eloquently says, the presence of an odorless radioactive gas that seeps into your basement through the soil from the outside. So that gas makes its way into your basement, and you can get high levels in your basement. So according to the American Lung Cancer study on this that was put out, it said that Iowa, 58% of the basements in Iowa were actually testing above the 4, that's the level that we look at, it's 4 picocuries per liter. Picocurie is a measure of a radioactive, and so they want it to be under that 4 threshold in order to be considered good or safe. So if you are someone who is thinking about moving here, this is my PSA to you to say definitely make sure that you're testing for that radon gas. You don't want to be living in a location or a space long term, especially if that has super high levels. It's definitely going to be detrimental to you. It is the second leading cause of lung cancer in Iowa outside of smoking. So it's definitely something to be taken very seriously. The reason that I'm making this video is I've actually had a handful of people who have come from outside of the state recently. They do a little bit of research on radon gas because they don't have basements where they're coming from. And all of a sudden they're like, you mean to tell me that the soil is cancerous? And that's a fair thought to have. If I were coming and not had heard of it before, I would also be very alarmed about it. But the great thing about it is that it's very easy to mitigate for. So they will put in a radon mitigation system for you. These systems are not super expensive. They usually cost, I would say, anywhere between $1,100 to $1,300. If you're getting a super high bid of anything, I would say more than like $1,600, $1,700, you definitely need to be calling a couple different contractors for yourself. But in that situation, they are able to come in, get you a system in, and that system sucks the gas pretty much out of the house and makes sure that those levels stay low and that they stay safe. Now, I wouldn't be the kind of person who would have any reservations about moving into a property if it had radon. I moved into my current home knowing that it had radon, and then we just scheduled that mitigation for a week or two down the road. We got it taken care of. Something that's good to know about radon is that if it is high in your basement, the gas kind of sinks because it's heavy. So once you get up to your first or your second level, it just continues to kind of half itself. So if you're testing at a 5 in your basement, once you get up to that main level, you're at a 2.5. Once you get up above that, you probably don't have any radon exposure. So it is something to take seriously, and it is something that I want my clients to always test for and be aware of. But just know that you don't have to have the alarm bells go off for yourself unless they're completely unwilling to mitigate for it. And even if it is a situation where you're not able to negotiate that into the deal because maybe you go after some other bigger ticket items, it is a pretty affordable expense in the grand scheme of things when it comes to a real estate transaction. So if you have any questions about this, my name is Allison Hart. I'm a local real estate agent, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you may have about radon that I can, or I can definitely send you to a resource that I use. Thanks.